Hey gamer, you ready to go shopping? It's time to go shopping, but I'm not talking about this shopping, that's disgusting. Ew, Macy's? More like, may see you at home, mom. No. We're here to talk about video game shopping. But there was a point in time long before you could hit add to cart and download your game where you had to physically go to the location, put in your physical money, and when you physically lost, here's the best part, you had to pay again. Great. So how do we go from paying for games like this to this? Well, I'm glad I asked. Papa Squat here, Sonny. It's time I take you on a journey. Let's go. The year is 1931 and something's knocking at the door. Let's open up. Oh, golly gee, it's the Great Depression. How are you, man? Please step inside, make yourself at home. Our early gamer spending took root during the Great Depression, which, I know, it's funny because the 30s were supposed to be a struggling time. People were selling their kids, eating potatoes with a side of deep fried rocks. I don't know about the deep fried rocks, but they still needed a little entertainment in their lives. The only problem was, where were they supposed to find it in this wasteland? Well, don't you worry, you old bag. Let me show you a new revolutionary game I like to call Baffle Ball. Baffle Ball is the granddaddy of arcade machines. It was the first successful coin-operated game. And ooh-wee, that is one low price. With the success of Baffle Ball, pinball became the talk of the town. But uh-oh, knock knock, who's there? It's the US government. They took one look at these ancient arcade machines and went, hey, people are really having fun with this. You know what, it's really lifting spirits out here. Let's ban it. So for nearly 40 years, pinball was banned in the good old US of A because the government saw them as a form of gambling, which, yeah, when you're giving the winner a cash payout or some cigarettes, it's kind of gambling. I mean, I'm not. But not to worry. By the early 70s, arcade machines came to the rescue of these fun-deprived children. Look at the poor faces. The concept remained the same. You still had to put your money into the coin slot and you got to play your game. Except now, instead of paying in pennies, gamers were spending quarters. So if you sucked at the game, you went broke a little faster. But the real magic of buying games as we know it wouldn't happen until home consoles started hitting the store shelves. Now you can take the fun of the arcades home with you. Wow, Atari Pong, and Ultra Pong, and Hockey Pong, and guys, what the hell is up with all the goddamn ping pong? Before you could buy separate games to put into your one console, you had one console for almost every game. So if you wanted to play more than just fucking Pong, your problems started to stack up here. But by 1976, cartridges were here to save the day, starting with the Fairchild Channel F console. Now gamers didn't need to go buy a brand new system every time a new game released, no! All they needed to do was buy a new cartridge and shove it into their system. And thus began the very long and beautiful tradition of nagging your mom to go to the local GameStop so you could browse around and find yourself a new game. And once you got that new game, you didn't get back to the cart and sit there like a moron. No. You cracked open that box, you smelled that new game smell, and then you whipped the manual out and started reading it front to back until you could get home and play it. It was a truly magical time. Naturally, the next evolution to game shopping wouldn't come around until the early 2000s with online game stores and the internet. But what if I told you that there was a time long before the internet was cool where you could download games straight to your home console, play it right there without ever stepping out your front door? Well, look no further than the Gameline, ladies and gentlemen. And for just $60, you too could own this oversized cartridge to shove into your Atari 2600 and start downloading games from the comfort of your own home using the power of your telephone wires. Wow. Timing was absolutely not on Gameline's side though, because barely a year after the service launched, the great video game crash of 1983 happened. And if Gameline was an airplane, this is about how it went. But hey, not all was lost. I mean, even though Gameline failed harder than I did in calculus, it led to the formation of AOL, which, yes, that AOL, the one that provided internet access, instant messaging, email, and all that jazz to all the e-boys and girls of the early 2000s. And with the rising popularity of the internet, gamers had more choices than ever on when and where they could shop for games. With early digital stores like Stardock and Steam popping up, the future was finally here. but gamers had to sacrifice a few things if they were purchasing it digitally. For one, you couldn't own your games physically, so letting your friend borrow it? No. Trading it at the GameStop for a new game even though they ripped you off? Goodbye. And smelling that new CD smell? That gets thrown right out the window, buddy. But that didn't stop most of us, and pretty soon retail stores started copying Bambi's mom. They were dying. That was a really bad joke, oh my god. And as for the future of game shopping, it looks like we're moving away from individually buying the games that we want, and instead we're moving towards a Netflix-style, monthly subscription-based model where you get a library of games, with Google Stadia and Xbox Game Pass being the example. It's looking like we're owning the games a little less and less, but hopefully it doesn't suck big peenie. Only time will tell. Michael Kors? More like, Michael, of course I want to go home, Mom. Balenciaga? More like Balenciaga gotta go home. Leave me another store pun down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, you silly geese, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love ya.